Have you ever noticed how the universe speaks in whispers, in the hush between heartbeats, in the quiet spaces between words? Love exists there, watching, waiting, not in grand gestures or perfect moments, but in the questions someone dares to ask when the world is not looking. Life is not a straight road, it is a river, winding, carving its way through time, shaping us with its currents. And love is the hand that reaches into the water, not to control its flow, but to understand where it longs to go. A person who truly loves you will not simply walk beside you in silence. They will ask, they will seek to know the depths of you, the truths you hide even from yourself. Because love, real love, is not just presence, it is inquiry. It is the courage to ask the questions that echo long after they are spoken, shaping the masterpiece of who we are becoming. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, watching the waves roll in, feeling the pull of something infinite, something deeper than what the eye can see. Love, real love, is like that. It is not still water, not something passive or predictable. It moves, it questions, it searches. Because to love someone is not just to stand beside them in quiet admiration. It is to dive in, to explore, to know. We spend our lives looking for that kind of love. The kind that doesn't just exist in the background but actively participates in our story. But here's the thing, love is not a silent spectator. It does not simply nod and smile, offering presence without curiosity. No, love asks. It seeks to understand, to illuminate the places within us that even we have left unexplored. Think about the people you have truly loved. Not just those you have cared for, but those whose presence has felt like a force in your life. The ones who did not just accept you as you appeared to be, but who wanted to know the layers beneath. The ones who leaned in, who asked, "Who are you?" when no one is watching? What dreams do you whisper to yourself before the world wakes up? What are you afraid of? A person who truly loves you will not be satisfied with the surface. They will not settle for knowing your favorite color or your childhood memories at a polite distance. They will want to understand how the world looks through your eyes, how it feels inside your heart. They will want to know the moments that made you, the ones that broke you, the ones that still linger in the quiet corners of your mind. And yes, that can be terrifying, because it is easier to be adored from a distance than to be truly seen. It is easier to be loved for the parts of us that are polished and presentable than for the ones that are messy, uncertain, unfinished. But real love, the kind that lasts, the kind that changes us, demands to see everything. It does not ask for perfection. It asks for truth. So when someone truly loves you, they will ask. Not to pry, not to invade, but because they care. Because love is not about standing at the shore and watching the waves from a safe distance. It is about stepping into the water, letting it pull you deeper, surrendering to the understanding that to love someone is to witness them in their entirety. And when you find someone who asks, not just out of habit, but out of a genuine desire to know, you will know that love has arrived. Because in the end, love is not just about presence. It is about pursuit. It is about the quiet, unshaken commitment to knowing someone, truly knowing them, and staying no matter what they reveal. There's a reason why the right question, asked at the right moment, can change everything. Words have power, but questions have depth. They don't just fill silence. They open doors. Doors we sometimes don't even realize are locked. And when someone truly loves you, they will not just hold your hand and walk beside you. They will ask the questions that take you deeper into yourself. Not all questions are the same. Some skim the surface, light and easy, like a stone skipping across a lake. But then there are those rare few, the ones that sink, the ones that stir something beneath the surface. These are the questions that reveal who you truly are, that challenge you, that awaken parts of you that may have been asleep for too long. A person who truly loves you will ask you 5 questions. Not to test you, not to interrogate you, but because they care enough to understand the real you. They will ask, are you happy? Not in the way people ask out of politeness, expecting a quick, I'm fine, but in a way that makes you pause. that makes you search within yourself for an answer that is not rehearsed. Because sometimes we don't even realize we are carrying sadness until someone who truly loves us holds up a mirror and invites us to see it. They will ask, "What do you dream of?" And not just the goals you list in passing conversations, but the dreams that live quietly in the corners of your heart. The ones you hesitate to say out loud because they feel too big, too fragile. The ones you've convinced yourself might never happen. A person who loves you will want to hear them anyway. Not to fix them, not to promise you the world, but to remind you that your dreams deserve to be spoken into existence. You'll ask, "What are you afraid of?" And not just the obvious fears, heights, failure, losing people, but the deeper fears, the ones that shape the choices you make, sometimes without you even realizing it. The fear of not being enough, the fear of being too much, the fear of being seen, or worse, of never truly being seen at all. And when you speak those fears, when you finally give them a voice, love will not turn away. It will listen. It will hold space for you. It will remind you that fear may exist, but it does not define you. They will ask, "What do you need?" Because love does not assume. It does not believe it already knows the answer. It asks. It seeks to understand. A person who truly loves you will not just give you what they think you need. They will want to hear it from you. Maybe you need time. Maybe you need reassurance. Maybe you need to learn how to need at all. And love will honor that not by guessing, not by assuming, but by asking. And finally they will ask, "How can I love you better?" Because real love is not stagnant. It does not just arrive and stay the same. It evolves. It adapts. It grows alongside you. A person who loves you will not just love you the way they know how. They will love you the way you need to be loved. And they will ask again and again, because they know that love is not about perfection. It is about intention. So when someone asks you these questions, not just once, but over and over, throughout the seasons of your life, hold on to them. Because love is not found in grand gestures or poetic words alone. It is found in the quiet courage of a question that says, "I want to know you. I want to understand you. I want to love you in a way that reaches the very core of who you are." Love is not just the warmth of a hand in yours or the comfort of knowing someone is there. It is also the mirror that reflects back to you the things you might not want to see. It is the voice that gently but firmly asks you to confront the truths you've been avoiding. Not to hurt you, not to judge you, but because love refuses to let you live a life that is anything less than real. It's easy to be loved for the parts of us that are beautiful, effortless, easy to understand, the smiles we wear in public, the confidence we project, the stories we tell about ourselves. But what about the parts that don't fit into the picture? The insecurities, the unspoken fears, the wounds we pretend have healed. A person who truly loves you will not let you hide behind what is comfortable. They will see beyond the surface, and they will ask the hard questions, not because they want to change you, but because they want you to see yourself the way they do. It's not always easy to be asked those questions. Why are you holding yourself back? Why do you shrink yourself when you should be shining? Why do you settle for less than what you deserve? In that moment, it might feel like love is challenging you, pushing you into places you don't want to go. And maybe it is, but not to hurt you, never to hurt you. Because love is not meant to keep you comfortable. Love is meant to wake you up. The truth is, we don't always know ourselves as well as we think we do. Sometimes we bury parts of ourselves so deep that we forget they even exist. We tell ourselves that we are fine, that we are happy, that we have everything we need. And then someone comes along, someone who truly sees us. And they ask one simple question that shatters the illusion. One question that makes us pause, look inward, and realize that maybe we have been avoiding something important. Maybe we have been living a little too safely, a little too small. A person who truly loves you will not let you drift through life half asleep. They will remind you of who you are, even when you have forgotten. They will challenge you, not because they want to make you uncomfortable, but because they know that your growth, your happiness, your very essence depends on it. They will not settle for watching you live a life that does not fulfill you. And love, real love, will stand by you as you wrestle with the answers. It will not run when you struggle to face your own reflection. It will hold you through the uncertainty, through the discomfort, through the moments when you wish they had never asked the question at all. And then, when the dust settles, when you have looked your fears in the eye and chosen to rise above them, love will still be there, proud, unwavering. Because love is not here to make you comfortable, it is here to make you real. It is here to make you whole. Silence and inquiry, two forces that seem so different, yet they dance together in a way that is almost divine. Love is found in both, in the quiet moments where nothing needs to be said, and in the questions that pull us deeper into ourselves. The right person will know when to offer each one. Because love is not just about holding space for someone. It's about knowing when to step in and ask the things they may not even realize they need to answer. Have you ever noticed how some people just know? They know when to let you sit in silence, letting your thoughts settle like dust in an empty room. They don't rush to fill the quiet with words because they understand that not all things can be spoken before they are ready. And then, when the time is right, when they sense that you are searching for something, maybe even without knowing what, they ask. A single question placed so precisely in the stillness that it feels like the key to a locked door you had forgotten existed. That is love. Not the desperate need to always be heard, not the insistence on talking for the sake of talking, but the wisdom to understand when silence is necessary and when a question can set someone free. Because sometimes we don't even realize we are waiting for someone to ask. We don't realize how much we need the invitation to speak, to be known. A person who truly loves you will never force you to open up, but they will make sure you never feel alone in your own thoughts. They will let you sit in your quiet moments without pressure, but they will not let you disappear inside them. They will ask the questions that matter, not the ones meant to pass the time, but the ones that remind you that you are not invisible, that your thoughts, your fears, your dreams deserve to be spoken. And when they ask, you will feel something shift inside you. Not because they are pulling answers from you, but because their question will remind you that you are safe enough to answer. It doesn't just stand beside you in silence, waiting for you to speak first. It leans in. It gently says, "Tell me what's on your mind. Tell me what you are not saying." Because love does not assume. It does not pretend to already know you completely. It chooses to learn you over and over again. And the most beautiful thing, love doesn't stop asking. It doesn't ask once and then move on. It keeps listening, keeps searching, keeps making space for you to be heard. Because love understands that you are always changing. You are not the same person today that you were yesterday. And tomorrow, you will be someone new again. And so love continues to ask, continues to seek, continues to create a space where you feel safe enough to unfold. So if you ever find someone who knows how to balance both, who knows when to let silence hold you and when to ask the one question that sets you free, because in a world that is always rushing, always speaking, always trying to fill the space with noise, love is found in the rare, precious moments where someone simply listens. And then, at just the right moment, ask you the question that changes everything. Life moves like a symphony, sometimes soft, sometimes thunderous, always unfolding in ways we don't fully understand. We are each playing our part, each note shaped by the choices we make, the love we give, the lessons we learn. And yet, amidst this vast, intricate composition, we long for something simple, something pure, to be seen, to be heard, to be understood. Love is the thread that ties our existence to something greater than ourselves. It is not just an emotion. It is the language of the universe, the divine echo in the spaces between moments. When someone truly loves you, they don't just exist in your life. They recognize you. They see you as part of something bigger. They don't just walk with you. They help you understand why you are walking at all. Have you ever met someone who makes you feel like you belong to more than just this moment? Someone who asks you questions that make you pause. that make you wonder if the things you once believed about yourself were too small. That is love in its purest form. Not just companionship, not just admiration, but a mirror that reflects back to you the vastness of who you are meant to be. Because love, real love, is never just about two people. It is about purpose. It is about growth. It is about something far greater than what the eyes can see. A person who truly loves you will ask you questions, not just to understand you, but to help you understand yourself. They will want to know not only where you have been, but where you are going. Not because they need control over your journey, but because they want to walk beside you with intention. They will remind you that your life is not a series of random moments strung together, but a masterpiece still being painted, a song still being written. And their love will make you listen closely enough to hear the music beneath the noise. Sometimes we get lost. We forget that we are more than the struggles we face, more than the failures we hold on to. We convince ourselves that we are small, that our presence in this world is nothing more than a passing shadow. But love, the kind that is real, the kind that is meant for you, will not let you shrink. It will remind you that you were placed here for a reason, that your story is part of something far bigger than what you can see right now. And that is why love asks. It asks not just about your past, not just about your present, but about your soul. It asks because it believes in you. It asks because it refuses to let you forget that your existence matters. It asks because it knows that one day, when you look back on your life, you will realize that the greatest love was never the one that kept you in place. It was the one that set you free. Love is not static. It is not something you find once and keep like a treasure locked away in a glass case. It is alive, moving, shifting, growing, just like you. And if love is to last, if it is to truly mean something, it must evolve. It must learn you again and again, not as the person you were yesterday, but as the person you are becoming. A person who truly loves you will never assume they have you all figured out. They won't believe that knowing you once means knowing you forever. Instead, they will ask over and over. They will want to understand the way you see the world, not just today, but always, as it changes, as you change. Have you ever been loved like that? Not in a way that keeps you trapped in an old version of yourself, but in a way that gives you the freedom to grow, to stretch, to become. That is the love that stays. That is the love that matters. Because love is not about possession. It is not about holding on so tightly that the other person has no room to move. Love is about the space between two people, the sacred space where understanding is built, where questions are asked, where growth is not just allowed but encouraged. Imagine waking up every day next to someone who does not assume they already know you. Someone who does not take you for granted. Someone who still asks, how are you feeling today? What is inspiring you right now? What has changed in your heart since the last time we spoke like this? Not because they are uncertain of their love for you, but because they respect you enough to know that you are not a fixed destination. You are a journey. The world will try to tell you that love is a feeling, but I will tell you this. A choice to keep showing up, a choice to keep listening, a choice to keep learning the person in front of you, even when life pulls you in different directions, even when time tests your patience, even when change feels uncomfortable. A person who truly loves you will never stop being curious about you. They will never stop asking, never stop learning, never stop growing with you. Because love is not found in the promise to stay exactly the same. It is found in the promise to evolve together. So when you find that love, the kind that continues to ask, continues to seek, continues to know you even as you change, hold on to it. Because in the end, love is not about standing still. It is about walking forward, hand in hand, never afraid of what's next.